Sheikh Hasina, Bangladesh's longest-serving Prime Minister, has been living in exile in India since August 5, 2024, after weeks of violent anti-government protests forced her resignation. The departure paved the way for the Mohammad Yunus-led interim administration, about which she is scathing in her criticism. In an exclusive email interview with PTI from an undisclosed location in India, Hasina outlined the conditions for her return. She said, "The most important condition for my return to Bangladesh is also, and much more importantly, the same condition that Bangladesh's people require, namely a return to participatory democracy. The interim administration must rescind its ban on the Awami League and allow for elections that are free, fair and inclusive." Sheikh Hasina asserts that she isn't afraid of facing a fair and impartial trial and accuses Yunus of avoiding one. "I'm not afraid to defend my record. On the contrary, I have repeatedly challenged Yunus's government to prosecute me in the International Criminal Court if it is so confident of its case against me." Yunus continues to duck this challenge because he knows that the ICC, a genuinely impartial tribunal, would certainly acquit me. Hasina also accused the interim government of endangering what she called Bangladesh's most important international relationship, the one with India. She described the Yunus administration's diplomacy in these terms. "Yunus's hostility to India is foolish and self-defeating in the extreme and reveals him for the weak monarch he is, unelected, chaotic and dependent upon the support of extremists. I hope he doesn't make too many more diplomatic missteps before exiting the stage. The ties between our two countries are broad and deep, and I hope it can withstand the foolhardiness of the Yunus interlude." Hasina accused the interim regime of dismantling the democratic order in Bangladesh while empowering extremists and bolstering radical elements. Yunus has no right to dictate who may or may not participate in our country's politics, nor whom Bangladeshis may or may not vote for. His rule has seen physical and judicial attacks on religious minorities, Islamic extremists placed into senior government positions, and even hostile rhetoric towards India from officials in Dhaka. I have been appalled to witness this. On the violent protests that led to her exit, Hasina acknowledged that her government lost control, but stressed that operational decisions at the street level were taken by officers on the ground and not her. "Obviously, we lost control of the situation, and that was regrettable. Lives were lost needlessly on both sides of the political divide. I mourn all of those deaths. And I also want to make clear that I did not order the security forces to fire on unarmed civilians. Operational decisions at street level were taken by the officers on the ground, who were working under extreme pressure but who also followed established protocols." Hasina described the International Crimes Tribunal of Bangladesh as a kangaroo tribunal. "The ICT process is a kangaroo tribunal controlled by my political opponents. They are trying to neutralize both me and the Awami League as political forces. The fact that they would use the death penalty to suppress their political opponents reveals how little respect they have for either democracy or legal due process." Sheikh Hasina expressed her gratitude to the Indian government and its people for providing her refuge. The former Prime Minister said that despite the interim government's actions, Dhaka-New Delhi ties remain strong, emphasizing that India is and will remain our nation's most important friend.